Hi, my name is Dana Torres, and my signature assignment is on the sexual variation topic of recreational sex and how it is tied into the social exchange theory. This is a great theory that applies to recreational sex because it is an act that two individuals must come to an agreement with. The benefits and costs may depend on the current climate during a certain time, so that means that they can also differentiate over time. The benefits and costs may also vary depending on gender, so recreational sex can be beneficial for a man, but a cost for a woman. To determine, to gain a better understanding of what the social exchange theory is, the Handbook of Social Psychology by Cook and Rice explained that this theory was proposed and developed over time by three important individuals who were Homans, Blouse, and Anderson. All of them contributed to the idea that social exchange theory occurs between two individuals or a group whose behaviors are determined in terms of what an individual benefits and what the costs are between the relationship. When it comes to these terms, an individual wants to maximize their benefits while minimizing their cost. Many social interactions and exchanges are determined by what an individual believes society will find accepting towards an individual's gender and therefore maximizing their benefits. As explained by Cook and Rice, social exchange theory mainly emphasizes important sociological concepts. Examples are status, leadership, power, and justice. This theory applies to recreational sex because two individuals are involved in this decision. In order for recreational sex to occur, both must weigh out the best benefits and the cost of their exchange. Many factors may contribute to what an individual may consider beneficial and a cost. Society plays a large role in distinguishing who will benefit from recreational sex and who has more to lose. Individuals who benefit more from recreational sex will try their best to convince the other individual to engage. This causes the second individual to feel obligated in engaging in recreational sex when they initially saw it as a cost. When talking about recreational sex, the best time period would be the 21st century, specifically during the hookup culture. As explained in the paper by Garcia, 2021, the hookup culture is becoming increasingly popular within the youth. So, so now more and more people are having uncommitted sexual encounters. Hawkins, 2022, also explained that as time goes on, it is becoming more common for individuals to have recreational sex, but certain groups are still having a hard time accepting it. There are religious and cultural groups that are traditional in their ways and can't accept this kind of sexual variation. One religious view of this sexual variation comes from Christianity. Many Christians believe that an individual should engage in sexual intercourse once they are married. The paper by Moon 2021 explains that this type of religion attracts individuals that wish to be in a long-term committed relationship. They mainly focus on high uh, fertility mating strategies. In order for them to encourage this kind of behavior, they condone behaviors that include recreational sex because there are no intentions of commitment and reproducing. The social exchange theory explains the lack of acceptance of recreational sex because a person's religion may influence whether or not they believe that recreational sex is beneficial to them. Individuals mostly determine what is beneficial and what is a cost, depending on what they believe. If your religion says that premarital sex is a sin, then a person may believe that recreational sex is a cost rather than a benefit. When it comes to recreational sex, society plays a big role because they decide which gender gets to benefit more from this engagement. For the most part, women who take part in recreational sex feel shamed. On the other hand, it is very common for a man to engage in this type of act. Society has also Society also says that women are too emotional to take part in recreational sex. As explained in the paper by Welsh, 2020, the women experience worse emotional outcomes when it comes to casual sexual relationships. The media also has many films regarding recreational sex. Some examples are No Strings Attached and Friends with Benefits. Both of these films are about two individuals who decide to have consistent recreational sex. No feelings and no commitments are involved. But at the end of the film, the pairs end up falling in love with each other. The media's portrayal of recreational sex, the media portrays recreational sex as something that is unattainable because feelings get in the way. On the other hand, technology has made it a lot easier for people to accept and engage in recreational sex. There are dating sites where individuals can meet others that are open to having recreational sex. This is making recreational sex much more accessible to individuals and increasingly accepting it. The social exchange theory helps with accepting recreational sex because it gives each individual an opportunity to weigh out the pros and the cons before they decide to engage. With social media and technology exposing recreational sex to more individuals, they are now having different views of what it is. This allows them to show This allows them to see from different perspectives and gives them more access if they do decide to go through recreational sex. Social exchange theory does a really good job with holding up comparatively in explaining how recreational sex is viewed historically and contemporarily. Social exchange theory does a good job because it is defined by what two individuals believe are benefits and costs of engaging in recreational sex. Historically, a person's religion or the laws that are passed have influenced what a person considers to be beneficial or a cost. Contemporarily, the media and technology are evolving and increasingly influencing what people believe is socially acceptable. People's opinions have changed, and therefore, what they believe is beneficial or a cost may also change. This can lead to an increased acceptance of recreational sex. I believe that in the next 5 years, the level of acceptance will decrease due to our current administration. The government has an influence on the media and technology. Therefore, the government also has power to pass new laws encouraging long-term commitments and reproductions which lead to a discourage in recreational sex. According to social exchange theory, people will view recreational sex as a cost rather than a benefit, leading to a decreased acceptance. On the other hand, in 100 years, I believe that sex will be more acceptable based on the theory, because the media and technology will help individuals become more socially evolved to be more open-minded. Individuals will no longer be ashamed of their sexual preference, regardless of gender. According to the sexual exchange theory, individuals will be able to make educated decisions and accurately weigh out the benefits and the costs of recreational sex. So, thank you so much for listening to my signature project.